H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks and sometime Chris Walker, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it is Monday morning. And let me tell you something, a whole lot going on the road with TSU. We play against Southern University tonight. We need this win, y'all. I need y'all to get all the support. We need all the support you can. Let me shout out to my starting five, and let's get those people out the way. I'm on location at the hotel, so I got a special guest supposed to come on later, and just text me coming on later. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on. So let me shout out to my starting five. Share the show, everybody, right quick. Let's share the show. Hold on, let me share it. Me share it on my YouTube too. You know, I like to be thorough. If I ask you to do something, let me tell you something. I want to be able to do the same thing. I'm sharing it right now. I can't wait to get home, man. It's just let's see. Okay, let's go. Let's share it with who else I want to share it with. Yeah, I shared it with my Twitter and all that kind of stuff. Text, tag, tell your friends, and just tell them the Chop Shop is on. And we finna get it on and popping. The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Hold up. Hold up. Let me go to my starting five first. I'm sorry. Thaddeus Moody, Jeremy Davis, Kevin Allen, Mindy Collins, Daryl Anderson. He's in Mexico. And I think my sixth man is Simeon Sims is my sixth man today. But I see you, Jay. I see you, D. Oakham. I see you, Dale. I see you, Ricky Scott. I see you, Blender. You're back in the building today. I'm excited about today. I'm excited about TSU. We play, like I said, we play against Southern tonight. We got to get this win. I need y'all to support us tonight. Game start, I think, 5:30 or 5:30. Kevin, 5:30 tonight. I get there so early. 5:30 for the girls, and then the men come on 30 minutes after the girls' game. So go to KTSU app and download the app, and come hang out with us a little bit, y'all. Come hang out with us a little bit tonight. Let's see what else I got. How much? I don't know where to start today, but I know I want to talk about that super game this weekend. Just want to share some stuff with y'all about that. It's just so much stuff going on. I just don't know where to start, y'all. Hey, my starting five. Do me a favor. Put almost starting five. What's up, Rose? Hold on, Rose. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Yeah, I know y'all wanted to look at my room. I just had to go and turn the temperature, get my temperature right. Temperature got to be right. But I'm gonna go here before I'm gonna give you my little analogy on the Super Bowl. Okay, I think it's as good a Super Bowl that I've ever watched. Uh, Both quarterbacks were amazing. Uh, had they sung before it was cause there were two black quarterbacks? No, I don't know. I think they might have sung it last year. I think they've been doing that. That wasn't the first time. But we didn't make a big deal. They might have done it last year. I'm not sure. I think they did. I think they did. They did it in a big game. But let me share this with you, man. That was a good one, man. It didn't matter to me. But both quarterbacks were amazing. Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy won the tweaking adjustment part of the game. Philly clearly was better early. Kansas City was dominant late. There was an odd call at the end of the game that some people don't like. Kansas City would have kicked the field goal anyway. Y'all know how I am. I always push back when people talk about bad calls, and my takeaway is, my people, you can't blame 1 second of a ref for 2 hours of that defense that they were playing last night. So I thought it was a great game. The Kansas City Chiefs have something that nobody has in this league, and they have that Patrick Mahomes, my homeboy. No matter, but no matter how it ended last night, there was no longer what I love about it. There was no longer no questions about Jalen Hurts. They can squash all that. He's their guy. Uh, Jalen Hurts was amazing, period. Mature, poised, and had uh, I like what he said. You know, when people were talking about it, he said, I had a purpose long before these people had an opinion on me. Y'all got to realize Nick Saban benched him in the national championship game. And Jalen worked on his game. He worked on his throwing because they say he couldn't pinpoint his accuracy. But boy, if you saw those passes last night, I mean, it was just unbelievable. Um, but I got a question for y'all. Who was the last quarterback to win the Super Bowl MVP throwing under 200 yards? And I'm gonna show y'all how Patrick Pete. Y'all share the show. I'm gonna show y'all how Pat was walking out of that dressing room because I got afraid he got hurt. But this is how he was walking out of that dressing room. Hold on. Hey, that's how he was walking out of that dressing room. But I got a question. Did anybody? Let's see. He said. Let's see. God give home his respect, bad boy. Did y'all hear Chris Berman's comment after acknowledging two black quarterbacks? No. What did he say? What comment? Chris Berman had a lot of comments. What are you talking about, Simeon Sam? Sonya said, let's see. Tom Brady. Who was that? Andre. What Super Bowl was it? No. Now Doug threw for about 400, I think. I mean, no, he didn't throw for 400. He threw way more than that. Who's too dramatic for you? It was Tom Brady, but Super Bowl 36 against the Rams. I'll help you out. I think it was in New Orleans. Let me see. What is Sonya talking about? I don't know. Sonya better to talk about. What is she talking about? I don't know. But I mean, what is Mindy talking about? She always got something to say. What did Chris Berman say? Send me, what did he say? Abraham Lincoln's birthday is what I think he's referring. Abraham Lincoln's birthday. His first. Yeah, there you go. Hey, good Googling, Andre. You ain't learning that fast. You ain't know that damn fast. Robert Haller, let's see who can tell you who were the special guests at the Super Bowl, but was planning something else. Special. That's a broad statement. That is Moody. That's a broad statement. You can't let me. You got to ask your own questions. Don't be having me. You know what you wanna. You put it on the screen. I'll put it up there. Let's see. Sonny said, "I love you too." Hold on. I'm trying to see. Hey. I mean, what did he say? I don't know what he said, Simeon. Oh my God. Said it was also Abe Lincoln's birthday. Tom Brady had. Oh boy. Y'all, hey, y'all with these old cryptic ass creeps y'all be putting on it. They booed Dak Prescott. Yes, they did. Philadelphia The Philadelphia fans, y'all got to remember, they booed Santa Claus. Uh, yeah, they booed Santa Claus. They booed LeBron James. And I got something I want to share with y'all about LeBron James too, man. And I might wait till tomorrow because I think our guest coming on. He texted me. Let's see. And I hope he got good internet. Uh, Good, awesome, perfect. Hey y'all, look here. Ain't too much overtime gonna be got today. Wait a minute. I'm just telling y'all. Okay, that's perfect. Hold up. Let me. All right. Let me get back. Let me get back. Um, I saw something. Y'all know I'm always looking. I saw something on ESPN. They posted on their Twitter that I had just been getting on my dang nerves. ESPN, something about them. Let me make sure I check this out. I want y'all to tell you. Robert Hatter, why was the 2 million, no, excuse me, that is Moody, the two billionaires, Robert Murdoch and Elon Musk, sitting next to each other? I can't tell you why they were sitting next to each other. That is Moody. Why you think they were sitting next to each other? How can I tell you? I wasn't there with them. What do you think they were sitting next to each other? You trying to say some shadow show, y'all? Will y'all help him? Y'all, he asking me this question. Let me put my name. Hold up. Did I put my name on it? Hold up. Let me make sure. I don't understand what you're looking for. That is Moody from me. I just don't understand what you're looking for. You said, hold on, let me put it back up there so y'all can see it. How I know what they was talking about? They talking about billionaire stuff to me. You think they were doing business? They wouldn't have to come there. Man, let me tell you something. If people doing, they probably was doing, but you ain't gonna do it in plain sight. It's what you don't see is what's important. They they let you see that for a reason. What you don't see. No, it wasn't. No, Josephine, it was more than money. Attracts money. That them two right there, you got to realize the contrast of those two. And I'll explain that a little later. I think I'll talk about it. They talk about the UIL. You know how much I value the Chop Shop. You guys are the only media podcast that I watch. Oh, that's awesome. You're a smart man. Smart. Mahomes got those super drugs for that ankle. He didn't have a limp. I think they were doing business. Okay. No, y'all, that was more than big money. I think. I'm gonna give y'all. I'm gonna give y'all something. Cause y'all always thinking about the money. All the money. Everybody in there had money. Most of the people in them boxes, they had money. There was some people in them boxes, y'all, that know was in them boxes. That didn't know cameras hit either. It's of course it's a business, but I'm just trying to make sure I got everybody. Okay, all right, let me get. Okay, I take that off. Where was I? What's up, Hatter? We'll listen to. Okay, thank you, man. Rod Wells. At least I got one person gonna listen to the broadcast tonight. I know that boy John Wall shedded the chill when he was traded back to Houston. He knew he wasn't gonna come back to Houston. No, Tyrone, come on, Tyrone, they was a salary dump, man. Tyrone, when you go pick up, it was a salary dump. They know he ain't had to come to Houston. I love Mahomes' daddy. I'm gonna tell you why. This is why I like him. Where is he at? Let me find him. He is.
Yes, sir. How does this? What you smoking on tonight?
I'm smoking on that Philly Blunt tonight. Yeah, that Philly Blunt. You know, just chilling out, hanging out, man. Hey, great game. It was a great game.
Take me through your emotions watching that game. How incredible was that?
Well, it's surreal, man. I mean, your son gets to realize his dream, you know, a couple of times, you know, and this kind of solidifies, you know, his place and everything. So, you know, he's going to go out there and play the game the way it's supposed to be played. I mean, the way he was taught. So, you know, it's all good.
Was there ever a doubt? Were you worried at all?
No, you know, when he went down, he's come up limping a little bit. I got a little concerned, but once he gave me the okay.
I just love him. And they got to have the nerve to say he, you know, they try to talk about he ain't black and that's his dad right there. He grew up in the clubhouses with his dad. That's why he was a great baseball player. You know, people, you know how these people are. All right, let me explain this something. Because Elon Musk is not a media mogul. That is Moody. He just bought Twitter. Let me explain something. Let me explain something. Elon Musk is at the Super Bowl with Rupert Murdoch. This is what you missed. I was waiting on you to talk about this. Two non-American right-wing billionaires who use their money and power to help fascist people win elections. That's who they are. You think Musk is really sincere about media accuracy? You know, he was talking about, I want to get it right. I want to get it right. So much so, he's parting with the man who heads the media disinformation empire. Let me repeat that so the people in the back, let's go. I didn't want to go here, but that is Moody drug me in. I did not want to go here. But guess what? I want you to just be a little more aware. Now check this out. I told you who they are. Non-Americans. Okay? But it's amazing. Musk say he's really sincere about media accuracy. I'm going to buy Twitter so I can get all this stuff right, because I'm getting tired of people not putting it right. Yo, I'm going to tell you, Jeff Bezos owned the Washington Post. These billionaires buying up media. Listen to me. Elon Musk said he wanted the media, he was concerned about media accuracy, Dan Moody. So much he's parting with the man who heads the media disinformation empire. Elon Musk bans journalists from Twitter, attacks the press, and then sits next to Rupert Murdoch at the Super Bowl. He's a real life supervillain, y'all. Minus the power and the intellect. It's a shame that Lex Luthor had to miss this. Lex Luthor, you know, had to miss this game with his friends. Just think about it. Just two right-wing billionaires who control massive misinformation platforms enjoying each other's company at the Super Bowl. I didn't want to go there, but I just want to, again, sometimes y'all, I want y'all, disinformation. I'm not talking about misinformation. Murdoch and them know what they be putting out is wrong. And he don't care. He know it's wrong. Y'all remember when Fox was getting on, I keep telling y'all, when Fox was getting on that, telling everybody not to take vaccine and can't do this. But they had the most stringent vaccine policy at their office building. If your ass wasn't vaccinated, you couldn't get in there. But they on the news telling y'all don't get it. Fauci ain't this. But yes, man. Give me any more Super Bowl stuff. Anything y'all want to talk about? Because I got so much stuff to talk about, and I'm gonna come back to it a little bit. But shout out to Dawn Staley. She's the only undefeated team in college basketball. Uh, I got a question for y'all. Y'all help me out now. I ain't that hip. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Rihanna. I mean, she said she's gonna bring a guest with her. Yes, she brought a guest with her, baby. Uh, she brought up baby. That ASAP Rocky, I like him. ASAP, well, as soon as possible. ASAP ain't playing no games. That man said, I got two babies by a billionaire. Ooh, he sound like one of them girls. He ain't saying this, but I'm just telling you. You know, like y'all be talking about, she done came up. He done came up. ASAP Rocky, I ain't never heard none of your songs. I don't know what you're saying, but boy, you all right with me. But I got a question for y'all. And I'm gonna go back to the Super Bowl, but I'm gonna go all over the place, and then I'm gonna see what sticks. What is the shade room? Somebody tell me on the feed. Oh, help me. Text somebody, tag somebody. I want to know what the hell is the shade room. Because I just don't, what is it? What is it? Let me give you another one from my homeboy, Pat. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on. Hold on.
He was Joe Burrow last week. Philly Blunt this week. It's Philly this week? Philly Blunt.
I love him. Hold up. I love that guy. Let me see what else I have for y'all before I get off of here. And to all of you. Oh, hold on. Did y'all see this? What the hell wrong with our players? It's a gossip website. Okay. All right. I didn't know. Okay. What the hell? What is this? Hold on. What the hell was this, man? Juju Schuster walking in there like that. He borrowed Russell Westbrook's blouse. Y'all, let me tell y'all something, man. What? And not just him. What was wrong with this dude right here, man? Fletcher Cox. What is wrong with him? That man had a blouse on. So he had a blouse on. The other dude had a skirt on. Hey, y'all, quit letting these people style y'all, man. Buy y'all own stuff. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all, what's that? Didn't get a sack yesterday. Hell, you gonna get a sack? I ain't no way I want to let nobody sack me wearing an outfit like that. No, look at that, y'all, for real. Y'all ain't trying to talk about nobody. We got to stop this, man. Who walked this man? Who? It ain't nobody told him. Y'all know he couldn't be my. Y'all, let me tell you something. Darius Mackey, I catch you in one of them, partner. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something, y'all. Yeah, Robert gonna say something to you, man. Come on, y'all. Man, and let me show y'all how this media works. See, I'm finna get y'all. I'm finna show y'all how this media works now. We're gonna get back to the Super Bowl. Let me show y'all how. Did I get through with my points? Hold on. I get to that. I get to that. I get to that. Did I? Check this out. Check this out. Look what somebody tweeted. Look, Chris Mortensen liked it, and this other guy named Swartz. Guess what he packed? He's an amazing performance by the entire offensive line. Let's give offensive line coach Andy Heck his credit. He had every one of these O-line ready for the challenge. And they played the best game this night. He also responsible for the road game, which was a fantastic night. Congratulations, coach. He ain't mentioned Eric Bieniemy. He ain't mentioned. I see you back there, coach. Let me go get you in and out. So, cause I know, I said, center yourself, cause I'm gonna bring you in like right now. Y'all, my guest is here, but y'all, let me tell you something. I'm gonna get back to that subject I was just on. I'm gonna get back to that subject, but I got to get coach in and out. Shout out to hold up. There he is, Snoop Johnson. What's up, coach? Hold up, let me put your name tag on there, man. Hold up, they ain't got my man's name tag on. Congratulations, head coach, interim head coach. How you doing? Associate head coach, interim head coach. Right? I don't like the interim. To me, you're head coach at UT Arlington. Man, I'm so proud of you, man. I mean, I don't know where I can go. People in Houston know you. I mean, the first time I met you, the first time I met you, we just had this kindred spirit. And we know a lot of the same people. And we'd have been to funerals together and console people together. But Coach, I'm honored and just talk to me about what has happened in the last 48 to 72 hours. Your life has changed. I know your players. What's going on? You know, Rodney Terry had to follow a similar path. His coach, got let go, and now you talk to me, man. Talk to me right now. What's going on?
Well, I mean, like you say, it's been a whirlwind, man. I mean, it's been a whirlwind. And starting off with what you said, I mean, everything you described with our relationship, that's called a friendship.
Okay, I like that.
Your description of everything, like us being in funeral together, that's what people describe as a friendship. So
right, okay, all right. I mean, it guess what? And it just happened organically. Coach, you got to, coach. I've been knowing of you a long time, coach. And you were one person in this basketball space. You know, because there's a lot of stuff going on in basketball, summer basketball, high school basketball. That's just leave a lot to be desired. But you were a breath of fresh air. I lived in Houston. You lived in Dallas. Usually people in Houston and Dallas supposed to, but you were one of the guys. You and Big E was like, "What's up, man?"
Yeah.
What huh? I'm so,
your old phrase, real recognize real. You know, you was just one of them dudes that always kept it real. You was all helping kids. You know, that's where I saw you. I saw you as a guy that was always getting. I like to know the people that get things done in the background. You get things done. So that's what made me want to get to know you. And after I actually got to know you, then it was even better than what I thought from the outside. So
wow.
How about you echoing?
Hold on one second. They say you echoing. As now, hey, Snoop, do me a favor. If your device that you want, you on your phone, right? Is it up loud? Right. Can you hear your phone? Can you hear you talk through your phone? Can you hear it?
Hold on. It might be because I got it. I got it leaned up against my computer. I had it leaned up against my computer.
Oh, is your computer on?
What about now?
I hope you sound good to
now.
me. No, you're sounding great to me. It's just some people say you were echoing. You sound beautiful coming through my feed, but maybe they got maybe I don't know. But I hope it's better now. But keep going. Let's go. I love this conversation. I'll handle it, but keep going.
Yeah, no, I just but going back.
You say you saw me doing things, and you said, "Wow." Keep going.
Yeah. let me just because it's a glare that way.
Okay.
I see a glare in the yeah, let me put it back. Let me
Oh,
put it
it's
back
gone.
over
You
here.
good. They said the echo is gone. You good. All right. Perfect. I got
All
it.
right, cool.
So now finish
But
your
like I
story.
said, just watching you from the background, I
Mm-hmm.
just, I saw you handling things.
Yeah.
You was handling things and taking care of things. So, me
Right.
being me,
Right.
those are the people I like to know. I like to
Okay.
know why is he, I
Yeah.
mean, who is
Who
who
that?
is he? Yeah. So that's where
Right.
it started.
Uh-huh.
With me, it was a whole lot of who is that guy? Who is that guy? Who is that guy? So
Right.
that's where and then I got a chance to actually know you,
Right.
So
Right.
knowing you, got a chance to find out that you was an
Mhm.
even better person.
Thank
That's
you.
the main thing. So
Thank you. So
uh and I'm not the only one that feel that way about you.
I
I
know.
I I know that I can pick up the phone and call Hatter, So
Anytime, coach. Anytime you want to, coach.
I know
But coach,
I know
explain to me what happened, dude. There are things that you can talk about. Talk to us, coach. You got to understand. You got some men to go lead. No matter what that's done happen, you are now the CEO of that basketball program. It's not but 500. Wait, excuse me. It ain't but 350, two or three of y'all in the world.
yeah,
Division one basketball. Ain't but 200. Y'all, y'all, I want y'all to hear this. Ain't but 353 of these guys like this.
right,
And coach,
right,
it's an awesome responsibility. It's you are the CEO. You are the chief executive officer now, and you got
yeah.
13 lives depending on you now. Talk to us, walk us through what happened that you can talk about and tell me what's going to happen different in the future. Tell me what's your vision for this team for the rest of the year.
Well, I don't really want to get into what happened that
Okay,
day,
okay,
but I mean,
hmm
yeah, out of the privacy and the respect of the coach,
okay,
uh, but it was a tough day. I mean,
hmm
we all pray, we all dream about these opportunities, but
hmm
definitely not the way you wanted to get
right,
the opportunity. But uh, me being the person that I am
hmm
today, uh, I never question what God has for any of us. I never
hmm
question that, So
hmm
I never questioned uh, the situation.
hmm
I never questioned it.
hmm
Uh, but Friday was tough,
right,
because GY trusted me to
right,
give me the title as his associate head coach. He didn't have to
yeah,
do that.
yes,
Uh, he
yes,
got his opportunity. He was given the opportunity, and for someone to say you my number one guy, you my
right,
right hand,
right,
that means a lot,
right,
and that's not gonna go away. It's not a timeline, it's not gonna be 3 weeks from now. It's not gonna be a month from now. That 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 we get over that. You
wow,
know that we watching that with him. It was good talking to him on Saturday.
hmm
Him being the guy he is, he gave us his blessings and told us, "Hey man, you ready for this?" And
hmm
you guys do it. You know he you know he put a lot on himself, and that's what a lot of us hurt. We hurt behind that, because he feel like he let us down, and we were all in this together. It wasn't just coach. We were
right.
all in this together.
I
Uh,
like that. I like that.
yeah,
I like
but
that.
but uh but again, it's as tough as the day as it was. The one thing that I'm not gonna fight, I'm not gonna let our coaches and kids fight. We're not gonna fight God's plan.
Right.
We're not gonna question it. We're not gonna fight it. We're
No.
gonna we're gonna serve. We're gonna do what God asked us to do. You
Mm.
know, he put it in John Fag,
hmm
our AD's heart,
hmm
uh, to do what he did, and I'm
Right.
not gonna question it.
Mhm.
Uh, and I'm not gonna let our kids and coaches question it. So we just gonna continue to reach out to coach and make sure he's doing well, uh, and help him through, because he's a with his track record, his resume,
Mhm.
uh,
He'll
his
be
phone's gonna ring when the
right.
season ends.
Right. So tell me what's tell me what's in store for you now. You're in a position that now you was associate head coach. Now you're a head coach. How
Mhm.
many games y'all got left?
We got six conference games,
Uh huh.
uh, and we got 4 tournament games
Okay, for a
in
tournament.
Vegas.
Okay, and
Yeah,
oh y'all go to Vegas. Okay, all
we
right.
go to Vegas.
So we are excited about Snoop. I'm telling you, when I first saw it, I couldn't believe. I'm sitting there saying, "What and what and what?" Did, hey, it's about time. See, Coach, I hate to say it, you don't have to agree with me, but Coach, I see where a lot of time the bad guy wins in a lot of
Yeah.
instances. Coach, it's
Okay.
great for me to see the good guy win sometimes. Cause I know it's a lot of us out here, and it's just great to see that. I mean, I know all of Dallas is rejoicing because, dude, I don't know if the people on this feed realize the the stuff that you and your family, the have the seeds you and your family has sown in grassroots basketball.
Mm.
Think about it, the seeds y'all have sown, right? And all
Yeah.
of this is some of the harvest you're reaping. That's all this is. It's just because y'all for years and years, you speak Kimball basketball, you speak Dallas basketball, you talked about your family. Y'all were the first. Somebody explained to me that's the first family of grassroots basketball up here. Somebody, you didn't tell me that. Somebody else described that to me to you. Did you? Then you
Yeah.
had then you had contact with all the key people in the Dallas area. All the
Yeah.
key people. I'm sitting there saying, "Wow, you talking about?" uh, You were looking at me. I was looking at you. You follow me? So, but tell me where you gonna take your team. I mean, I know you got a different personality from the other coach. You got y'all different. Y'all two different. Your fingerprints different. Your footprints different. Your everything about it. Tell me what you told your team when you walked in there and greeted them for the first time as their head coach.
I just want them to follow me. You know, I want them to follow me. Uh, Nothing's fake. Nothing's fake about me. I'm not gonna hide anything from them.
Right,
I'm not gonna say anything just to gas them up. I mean,
right,
when they see me walk with confidence, I want them to walk with confidence. But the way they're gonna play with confidence is gonna come from hard work. I mean, it's no way around that. How to, I mean, if you don't put the work in, you're gonna be unconfident. I mean, you saw your son, all the work he put. You saw him transform
yeah,
into this dude that you knew he could be
right,
you know. But he put the
right,
work in. I mean,
yeah,
just like the success that you had, the success that you and Jimmy having with this show. I
right.
mean, y'all don't get on this camera when it's time to get on. There's so much work y'all put on before y'all get to the camera. That's the only way you can be confident. That's the only way you can be successful is put the work in. Just put the work in, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the work in, and we're gonna trust the work when we hit the floor.
And coach, I remember talking to you, and you were talking about. I never forget. We were just talking about players, and
Hmm.
all of them are talented, but you want players that compete. I'll never
Yeah,
forget that. You were talking about, dude, Robert, all of them talented. You got to be talented to play college basketball for somebody to even want you. But are
there
you
you
gonna
go.
compete when you get in there against that dude? Is you gonna eat or this dude gonna eat? Are you gonna compete?
There
I'll never forget we was outside and you was talking about that, and that stuck in my mind. Coach, what tell me why young guys, why you have to promote an environment of competing? Because some
Mm,
guys they just don't. Some guys don't get it. I mean, I'm good, he good, I'm cool, but
right.
now I'm trying to tear your head off. Help me with
Yeah.
that, huh?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one there, man. That's a tough one, Adam. I mean, but you do. Like you say, why do you have to promote it? But you do have to promote it. Because some guys do think that they're being competitive. Uh this is this is the way that I address it with players. Okay. Every player that you recruit every player that you come around that you coach, they want to be treated and looked at as this great player.
Okay.
But do you want to be? If you want me to treat you like this great player, I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold you to that standard when I coach you. Do that make sense?
Make a
Like
whole lot of sense.
they want you to coach them like the 8 through 13 guy. You see what I'm saying?
I
But they
got
want to be treated like the 3.
you.
It's tough. It's tough being 1 through 3. You watch LeBron and those guys, and when we see them on TV, everybody expect LeBron to be great every night.
Right.
You guys that were in Houston, when y'all saw Willow Ridge and TJ Ford and those guys, if they didn't blow somebody out, everybody thought something was wrong. They had to be great. TJ Ford had to be great every night. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's he. But the great ones, they want that. You know,
Okay.
TJ Ford, those guys, they want that. AC Law played for me. I mean, he walked in the gym wanting that. He wanted that. They want that smoke. They want that pressure. So
That's smoke.
it's different. I mean, so my deal is, if that's what you want, I want my guys to want me to look at them like that. I'm that dude. Okay, be that dude then.
You that dude did.
Because I'm gonna hold you to that in practice. And if I hold it to you in practice, I know what you're gonna do in the game. I know what you're gonna do in the game.
Coach,
So
I'm so blessed to be in a situation now. I'm calling TSU basketball game, the women and the men.
yeah.
Coach, I'm talking to a coach one day, right? Not a SWAC coach, another coach around the country. And he described some coach, and I've never heard a coach say this, and I'm gonna give this to you. He described one of his players to me the other day. He said, he is the most exciting and fun player he has ever coached because of his enthusiasm, his effort, and he plays through exhaustion. Great teammate, all about winning, all about the team. But coach, I thought that was pretty cool description, coach. He said he plays through exhaustion.
Yeah.
That's a great way to be described, coach, in any sport. That I don't care how tired I am, I'm playing through exhaustion. When a coach said that about a player, coach,
Yes.
coach, I'm going to just let you run with that one, because I've never heard a coach describe a player like that.
Yeah. Well, they just described a winner. That's what they described a winner. And I mean, people get it mixed up so much, and they, the guys that get all of the shine and when you win is the star. The star. But those guys the guy you just described, you
Right.
gotta have a room full of those guys if you want to win. And I don't think you can just recruit that. I think because you don't know until you know.
Yeah.
You don't know it. You don't really know until you know. So I do think guys can change. I do think guys can change. I mean, it's the same way as you see guys go from being convicts to becoming preachers. I believe people change. It's all about what kind of environment are you in. I mean, I grew up with some people that were great people, but when they got in certain environments, it's it's your environment, man. It's your environment. I mean, if you're a selfish player and you're around a environment and a culture of togetherness, you're gonna leave. You're gonna leave because you're gonna feel that uncomfortable. You're gonna feel
Mm,
that uncomfortable. It'll it'll ta-
mm,
it'll take care of itself. It'll take
mm.
care of itself. So I mean, it's certain things that I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking to my team about,
Okay.
because the more that I don't want to talk about the things that I don't want them thinking about. I'm only gonna talk about the things that I want them to think about.
Hmm.
Only. If whatever they hear, it's either gonna confuse them or they gonna start buying into that. I want them to buy into one thing. You know, only thing I want these guys to buy into the next 6 weeks is it's only one way that we're gonna win a championship in Vegas, and that's together. That's the only thing I can tell them. I can't explain to them from an X's and O's standpoint yet. I can't explain. It doesn't have anything to do with uh, what we're going to do from a philosophy right now.
Hmm.
It's the one, whatever we do, we better do it together. And if we do it together, we're going to have a chance over there in Vegas.
And coach, I watch teams, man, that cause me being in the position I am, I get to talk to the people at the highest levels, and I get to talk to people in grassroots level. So I am blessed enough to be, and coach, until just a few years, coach, I didn't realize that even players at the highest level, they got to
Hmm.
want to play for their coach.
That's right.
Coach, I'm
And,
serious. So when
and,
somebody
and
told, I'm sorry, keep going. Say it again. What you
no,
say?
they got to want to play for the coach, and the
Yeah,
coach got to want to coach them.
yes, coach. Coach, I found it.
Crazy.
But coach, I found it odd though, because I was sitting there saying, just talking to pros and talking to the coaches, and he said, man, them dudes quit on Doc.
Mm,
I'm talking about
mm.
what's your Paul George and yeah, I'm gonna tell it on him. Paul George and what's the other
I,
guy? Kawhi Leonard. They quit
I
on
know what you're
Doc in the
talking about.
bubble. They were ready to go home. They
Yeah.
quit on Doc. Got Doc fired.
Wow. Wow.
And
Mm.
and I said, how could these people just not play for somebody? They said, dude, these people play. Like them guys last night played for Andy Reid, man. They look. See, I learned something about Andy Reid, why they always calling his name. I learned something. Somebody told me Andy Reid is one of them kind of coaches. Let's say it's practice outside. They need to practice outside, right? And it's 100
Right.
degrees outside. Okay? 100 degrees. And they would go tell the players, hey, look here, I ain't letting y'all play out there. Let's go inside. Let's do some film work. Let's do something. So what he does, that adds cachet he put money in the bank with them players. Oh, he
Yeah.
really care about us. He really care. You follow me? So they'll run a brick through a brick wall for a guy like that, because he's always depositing stuff to them. He's always giving to them. And now because I used to say, why ain't they talking about Eric Bieniemy like they talking about Andy Reid, man? Them players like that dude, man. They would go through a brick wall for that dude. I just wanted to share that with you, because guess what? I need them players to play like that for you.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna come. That has to come organically. When you listen to Travis Kelsey and you listen to Pat Mahomes talk about Andy Reid, the first thing that comes to mind is they said, regardless of who comes and goes, as long as we got Andy Reid, we got a shot. Like,
Yeah,
so,
you saw.
if those two, if those two guys, if those two guys feel that way, uh, what do you think the rest of the players feel like?
Wow.
They feel like they got a shot. You know, uh, the one thing about timing,
Mhm.
you know, uh, I did that in high school. I mean, on the high school level, my guys believe, regardless what we did during the regular season,
Right.
when we get to those 6 games in February, late February and March, they
Mhm.
felt like Snoop is going to always give us a chance to win.
Oh,
Uh, those are but those were guys that grew up playing for me since they freshman, sophomore year. So I had time to create that confidence.
There you go. I got you.
With, with this time right now, you know, I have to be creative because to sit here and say that I have a locker room full of guys that believe that I make them that much better, we'd be lying to ourselves. You know, we'd be lying to ourselves. So I have to gain those guys' trust with the work, you know, and got to figure a way. Just got to figure a way, man. You know.
Somebody say you about to have College Park popping. They say you about to have College Park popping out there, Coach. What do you mean by that, Coach?
That's where we play our home games.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. Hold up. Somebody asked a question. Coach, what would be your go-to attitude adjustment to build the needed buy-in?
I can't see an attitude adjustment. I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna be me.
Okay.
I'm gonna be me.
Right.
It's worked all my life, all my career.
Well, maybe he talking about not you, Coach. Maybe he talking about the players.
Well, I mean, from an attitude adjustment with the players is they gotta understand one thing and one thing only is that the teammate next to you and the teammate across you in the dressing room gotta trust that you got the same goal, that you're here for the same reason they here. You know, they got to trust that. You talked about talking about playing hard and stuff like that. When guys go into those games, they got to know who they going in to play with. You know that lets those guys know that we got a chance to win. You know, we could talk about it as coaches. It's all about that locker room. The locker room know the truth. They know the truth. That's why you got to have the right. You hear people talk about the right staffs because it don't take but one person. It don't take but one player to tear the team up. It don't take but one coach to tear the team up. One manager to tear the team up. And the one thing that I'm really good at is I'm really good at paying attention to those things. So we're not gonna have that problem.
Jimmy, what's up, man?
Man, you got you got the original Snoop in the house, man. That's what I'm talking about.
I got my dude. Thank you for being late. Hey, thank you for being late. I get it by myself. I was good. Thank you. Thank you for coming on a little. I know he came on a little earlier than you planned on coming on.
Yeah, the time said you must have been on at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that's all right. Guess what? But he changed the time because he got some. Hey, you know these head coaches. He a head coach. He got something to do right now. You know what I'm saying? He got. He got something to do, but what you got, Jimmy? What you got for him? Because I think he got to get out of here soon.
I don't know what all I missed on. I don't know what all I missed on.
No, just come on. Just you ain't missed on nothing. Just me and Snoop was just talking.
Let's get everybody to share the show right now, and that's what we start off right now. Giving everybody a chance to share the show to their pages, to their groups, so they can follow on in and get some of this good conversation. I know Snoop is gonna, when he comes on the Chop Shop, he's always dropping nuggets and he put it where the goats can get it, and that's a good thing about that.
Jimmy, before you go on that right there, let me say this first. We didn't came a long way, my brother. I just want to get that out first.
Yeah, indeed.
I saw Glenn Smith down at Rio Grande Valley. He stopped by. You know, I'm gonna say the same thing I said to him.
Yeah, he told me. Yeah, he told me he didn't make it to the game, but he went over.
And Glenn asked me. He asked me when he saw it. He was like, "Snoop, did you know this when we talked down there?" And I was like, "No, I didn't know because nothing had happened." You know.
So basically, so people understand, you're the interim head coach at University of Texas at Arlington. What
Yeah.
does it mean? You have about a half dozen games left, and a lot of people looking at similar status another scale. We have guys like Rodney Terry. Was an interim head coach at University of Texas throughout this season, shortly after his boss left. What does it mean now in your position? Basically, what has to happen for that interim tag to turn into a head coach or to get removed? Put it like that.
I'm a, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know. I haven't asked that question, but I'm gonna tell you, like I told our guys, when I got my first head coaching job, I was 25 years old at Kimball. Okay, everybody know my story. I didn't have my degree. I didn't have my certification, or none of that. Okay, so when I got the job, they came and told me that I fit the criteria by the state of Texas. The state of Texas, you need to be a full-time employee. That's what I was, a full-time employee. I just wasn't a teacher. So I knew I was qualified to coach basketball. I knew I wasn't qualified to teach English and teach math, but I knew I was qualified to coach basketball. So every year that I coached high school that I wasn't certified, the way I approached it is that if I don't have success, I'm getting fired. I'm getting fired. So my deal is with me, I don't know, I don't have a number that I'm aiming for, but I do have a result. I have a ultimate goal that we're aiming for. And because whether I get one chance or five chances, I got one chance right now to try to get to the NCAA tournament. I got a chance right now. And that I know. My AD told me that. I got 6 games in the tournament that I know I'm the head coach at UTA. So my goal is to get to the NCAA tournament and figure it out when we get there. So we got 6 games to get prepared for that.
And of course, when is the next game?
We'll be in y'all area. We at Sam Houston on Wednesday. Yeah.
Sam Houston State on Wednesday. And
Yeah. So
I would assume is a 7:30 or 7 o'clock tip.
I think it's 6:30. 6:30. So all those Johnsons that's down there in H-Town by you, they gonna be in Huntsville.
Hey, guess what? I might be up there too.
Yeah,
I ain't calling no game that night, coach, so I might ride up there.
Yeah,
we're gonna be in Huntsville.
And so a lot of people, now in the state of in college basketball now, and we all can agree that times have officially changed twice over. Since the good what people call the good old days, which seemed like only 10 years ago, but
Right.
it's changed now. So recruiting wise, in relationships, how now back in the days explain how your relationships work, because you were on the other side of the fence as a head coach for Dallas Kimball, and you knew how coaches would rely on you or lean on you for intel or for the recruiting process. How much has that changed now that you in 2023 as you being a head college coach? Leaking back on the recruiting process.
I tell guys all the time that as high school coaches, we all feel like we know we're ready to go to college. We do. We all feel like we're ready, but it's some variables to this, and the thing I think that helped me more than anything were the 3 years between Kimball and UTA. When I wasn't I wasn't competing against you. Now I was doing scouting service and events with Alan Branch and myself. We were doing things. So now those guys got a chance to see me helping them versus just competing against me. I'm helping those guys, with the recruiting process with their players, getting their players a little publicity, getting their name out there and stuff like that. So now, instead of those guys looking at me as a competitor, they looked at me as somebody that if they had a chance to help, they would help. So those 3 years really helped me. I mean, those 3 years there And these 5 years have helped me prepare for this moment right now. I mean, I know how to be a basketball coach. I got that part down. I know how to do that. The part that I think these years help is that you have to learn how to become a CEO, like Hannah said, at the university, and it's more than just basketball, you know. And I think being with GY the last 2 years, uh, couldn't have had a better mentor, you know, on how to take care of business.
Jimbo?
And we have a couple of the guests that are tossing a couple of tossing questions towards uh, head coach Snoop Johnson.
You
And
talking
you
about
guys
this
just
one?
logged in. That's what this is.
Coach, they asked the question,
And
what's
we
the
posted
status
one.
on Chendell Weaver?
That's the freshman kid
Uh,
right there, I think, from out of DFW, out of Mansfield.
Can you talk about it?
I'm trying to see what the status. I mean, what do they mean? Has he got sick or hurt or something that I don't know about?
Oh, I don't know. He just said, what's the status? Yeah, but you know what, Coach? I should have vetted that one because Darryl Bonds always have loaded questions. I mean, questions that sometimes you just, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my fault, Coach. I shouldn't have shipped you that one.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you got another one.
Nah,
Huh? You got another one.
Yeah, they'll be loading them up in a second. Meanwhile, we're proceeding in regarding to the recruit. People understand the recruiting process. Everybody thinks that their kid, because maybe UT Arlington isn't in first place, and everybody out there thinks that their kid who doesn't have offers right now can help you.
right.
How do you deal with that? What message do you have for those people out there that all of a sudden now saying, man, Snoop, you're my guy right here. Now, your guy might have played on all the live periods, played on all the circuits. He's just doing marginal things as high school, and they feel that you should just take their player, and he's going to be the difference maker against 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23-year-olds. How hard is it? And what message do you have for those people who think
It,
unrealistically
it's not.
like that?
It's not. It's not going to be hard for me because I'm gonna be honest with them. I mean, I'm not going. The hard part comes when you try to create up all these little excuses and you get to and you don't tell the truth. I mean, that's where guys put themselves in a lot of bad places. I mean, people, when you tell people the truth, they might not be happy at that time, but the real people, real folks, they'll come to respect it. They'll come to respect it. When
Mhm.
you don't tell them the truth, when you don't tell people the truth, people look at you a different way, man. They just can't. When a person say I can't trust him, that's a curse word, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a curse word. I mean, it's just like you guys. When I call y'all and I ask you about a player, I mean, I know. You're gonna tell me the truth.
Right.
I mean, you're gonna tell me the truth. You're not gonna. It's not gonna just be about what it makes you look like. Well, it makes you look good in front of somebody down there because you had coach come see him. I think when you tell me to look at a player, it's coming from a good place because you think they can help me win. And that's what it's all gonna come down to, man. I don't care if one school offered you or 50 schools. As long as my eyes think you can help win, I'm good. I mean, Kendall Weaver right now, I mean, he had one offer, us.
Somebody called him.
Kendall
Somebody call you. You
cut Snoop
put your
Johnson
phone
off.
on Do Not Disturb, Coach. Because
Okay.
if somebody call you, they gonna be can you slide? You can just slide your screen down. I hope you got a iPhone. Just slide your screen down, and you see that Do Not Disturb. Push that button.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Where you see do not disturb at? Where you see that at? Oh, you said slide it down.
Yeah,
You
when you
said
slide it down,
down.
you'll see it. You'll see the do what. Hold up. Let me make sure I do it on my phone all the time. Like when that pop. Oh, he can't see that. Then it said Do Not Disturb. You got to hit. It said focus. Focus. Then you can push the Do Not Disturb button. I forgot to tell you that, Coach. I forgot. Don't worry about it, Coach. We'll figure it out. If somebody, we just hope. We hope nobody don't call you.
Yeah, if they call, I know how to handle it. Go
Okay.
ahead. I know how to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's it. And I mean, that's it as far as the recruiting. We're gonna try to be honest. We're not gonna like I told the guys, right now to get this job, we're not gonna spend all our energy on creating a perception. To get the job, we're gonna use all our energy on the reality. The reality is we need to win. And that's
Right
where our
now.
energy is gonna be on. And that's where the energy. We're not gonna try to make them perceive that it's something going on that ain't going on. Uh, that's not how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna live in the reality. The reality is, let's win some ball games.
Coach, when the coach got relieved of his position, your head coach, did any players think about what about the transfer report? Did any players say, "Well, I know it's late in the year, but did you have a problem with that or at all?"
No, no, we had one or two that's really really close, really that it
Okay,
was really hurt, and
okay.
uh, didn't talk about transferring, but they didn't know if they wanted to go on any further.
Mm,
Um, Came in and talked. They came to practice Saturday, and they said practice really changed their mind. It was
mm.
therapy for them. It was therapy, and I told them I get it because, Friday I didn't want to do anything because all I was thinking about was
Coach,
coach.
right.
Uh, but Saturday was therapy for all of us. Uh,
Good.
but Saturday was easy. We're gonna see if everybody still has that spirit uh, after today's practice. Today's practice is gonna be one of those practices that that see if we got the fortitude and the toughness get done what we trying to get done. It's tough winning 4 games in a row, and that's where we got our mind, our eyes are set on. We got 6 games
Mm-hmm.
to prepare for 4. That's our mind. 6 games to prepare for
Prepare
4,
for 4.
and to prepare for 4.
That's right.
Uh, and that's all I was guaranteed. I was guaranteed to coach those games, and hey, that's what I'm gonna take advantage of.
Man, hey.
So like RT over at University of Texas, they recently gave him a little pay raise bump. Do you get a bump over there, or you for having more duties and more work, more food on your plate?
Well, hey, he talked about it a little bit. I mean, I let the boss man take care
Man,
of that.
boy, you so nosy, man. You always in people. You.
Let, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Whether he tell me or don't tell me, if I win those 4, it's gonna be a pay raise coming from something. It's gonna be
Say
a
no
pay.
more. Say no more. I like that,
If I can win, I gotta win those 4. I
and
don't think I don't
that'll
want to
take
get there.
care of all of this, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
And coach, is
I don't
it
want. I don't
possible?
want to get there.
Coach, you'd have been around the league, right? Is it possible? Is it? I mean, I know you're gonna be optimistic, but you watching the
Mhm.
league, are these teams beatable? Are
They all are. They all are.
okay?
You
Okay.
saw Mexico State. Mexico State was I mean, they
Oh,
hadn't won a game, and they beat the first place team. I mean, we've
oh,
played with all these guys. I mean, whoever you play, you're gonna have your hands full. It don't matter. Whoever you play, you're gonna have your hands full. So you got to have your team ready to play.
okay,
These guys are doing. I got that much respect for these coaches. They doing a good job. These some good programs.
right, Jimmy.
And of course, now we just tuned in. This is Snoop Johnson live on the Chop Shop right now from University of Texas at Arlington at the men's basketball department. He's been named the interim head coach recently after Coach Young had departed from his position. As you guys just missed, Snoop, they have 6 games remaining in the regular season. Then the post-season tournament will resume or will take place. And what city is that going to be
Las Vegas.
in? In
It'll be
Vegas.
in
Now,
Vegas.
what getting you mentioned about now pushing forward some players You know, they're in the gray area. You got people tugging at them now. You know how this stuff goes, where each player, every other player, might have a person of influence uh, opening up the lines for transfer portal and whatnot. How do you keep these kids motivated or get them motivated or reignited or reconnected into a same vision over these last 6 games? What are the steps of making that happen?
Well, it's not if the steps hadn't already happened, it's not going to happen. Like you said, you're going to have all these people of influence. That's a big word you used, people of influence. So if myself and the other assistant coaches and the GAs and the directors, we hadn't been an influence on these guys right now, then we already lost them. We already lost them. So, I mean, we talk about people of influence. So if we hadn't influenced them, then we already lost them. So that's how I feel about that.
So is it easy to determine or detect, like when you're moving into this, because you got so much stuff going on, you're trying to look at this, you run the same plays that they've been running, do you add some new stuff right now? I mean, it's like you got a small time frame window, but you got a lot to get done. What happens now as the head coach now? How do you attack or approach that?
Well, the one thing that's good from on my behalf on my side is that I like the things we were doing. So of course, when you get a chance to step back and say, okay, if it was you, what would you do different? And everybody has a few things that they would do different, a few things that they've done before they like to do the same way Coach did when he took over with Augie. I mean, it was some things he liked, he kept, and there was some things that we might have didn't do that he felt like could help, and he added it. So it's not really about what I'm gonna take out. It's what we might add, and it's just about what we gonna use. What are we gonna use? It's not really taking out anything. It's what are we gonna use to try to be successful, and that's the one good thing about these 6 weeks. Uh, I mean these 3 weeks. I'm sorry, these 6 games that we have. We have a chance against good teams. All these teams are really good. Guy just talked to me on the Zoom press conference before I talked to you guys, and he talked about these 6 teams we playing and how tough our schedule is. I mean, I wouldn't have it no way. I mean, I don't want to go into the tournament false impression. I want to go in there and know what do we look like against the best teams. What do we need to change against the best teams? Because of course, when we leave practice, we're gonna think we're doing all the right things. When we line up against Sam Houston, and then we go to Stephen F. Austin Saturday, they're gonna let us know if we're doing the right things. So that's the thing about it. So we're not gonna be stubborn. If it's something that don't work, we're gonna change it, fix it. So uh but we're gonna take advantage of these 6 games and knowing that you're in the tournament because New Mexico State suspended their season, that took a lot of pressure off of you because now you know you're in. So that that's a beautiful thing for us. Hated to hear about that for those kids in New Mexico State. On the flip side, we know that we're in. You know, uh, now it's time to go prepare for when we get there. And it really don't matter what spot we have in there because all those teams are good. They all good. So it's not a certain route that we need to take. It's not a certain spot we need to be in. We just need to be prepared when we get over there.
I'm sitting there, I'm over here looking at your schedule right now. Sam Houston, then Stephen F. Austin, Southern Utah, then Utah Tech, then Utah Valley. Boy, y'all got to go to Utah Valley. Oh my goodness. That's a long. Then y'all got to go to Seattle. That's the longest ride.
That's that's one trip. How are they going? That's a West Coast. Those last 2 games,
Yeah,
they'll go to
correct.
Utah Valley and leave there and go straight to
Oh, I
Seattle.
got you. I got you. Okay. All right, I got you. You're helping me out, Coach. Cause all of that. No. That's the long, Seattle. When I used to have to fly up there to see Rashard Lewis, that was the longest ride. I thought that plane wasn't gonna never land or land.
Yeah.
from here. It's a
Now,
long flight. What you say, Coach?
now we're not gonna have to make that long flight because we'll leave Seattle and we're going straight to Las Vegas. So we won't
Ah,
have to we won't never make that long flight. So
okay. All right. I was just checking.
Yeah.
I was over being nosy.
Now the game with Sam Houston State, of course, as you mentioned earlier, is Wednesday. It says on the schedule 6:30 p.m. and
right,
not 7:30, 6:30 p.m. It
Okay.
says on your scale on your
correct.
website.
Yeah.
Now, is that game was originally scheduled for Thursday, the 16th. Why did they move it?
I'm not. I don't even know. I wasn't in this seat at that time, so I didn't get that information. When you're in that other seat, you just get the itinerary and show when it's time to show up. You know, so I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I mean, my parents said the same thing that they thought it was a Thursday game. So, but to my knowledge, it was Wednesday.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now, I want to shift gears quickly a little bit for Snoop. We only got a few minutes left with him. Now's the time.
Yeah.
You guys have questions for him. You can present them in the Boom Boom Room. We're streaming live right now, YouTube and on Facebook. And you guys make sure you can share the show to your followers and groups as well. Now, Snoop, what? Okay, NCAA guidelines or rules prevent coaches, guys, from talking about specific players who have not signed a letter of intent. So, but we're talking in general right now. I want to take you somewhere. Uh, High school, UIL high school basketball. What are your thoughts on that Duncanville situation from last season? Well, that's Duncanville. This is the last week of the regular season and they are prohibited from postseason competition this year. They were the preseason favorites coming in, no postseason. Their head coach David Peavy had been muted for this season as his position assigned to one of the nearby schools. Coach Ford has taken over and done great things with the program. I think they've only have one loss all season. What are your thoughts on how the UIL handled that situation with Anthony Black and last year?
I mean, I mean, the, one thing is the team definitely should be playing. You know, the kids, the kids, the only thing they do is show up and play. You know, you just said they suspended the coach. They suspended Coach Peavy. So I'm saying, like, I mean, you got some players on that team that wasn't even on the team previously. So like, I don't get that part of it. I don't get it. I mean, we want the kids to be amateur athletes, but we want to treat them like professional athletes. They amateurs, they kids. You know, uh,
So you feel they should have played. So the UIL didn't prevent them from playing. They chose not to play?
oh, I'm see that part of it. I'm not sure about. I'm not sure
Okay.
about it. I just know that they're not playing, and I hadn't had really enough time to really invest in it like that. I just know that they're not playing. You know, I don't know if it was the school or if it was the UIL. I don't know. I mean, whoever it was, it don't matter. I think the kids should be allowed to participate. Some of those
Okay.
Yeah,
kids
and
won't get. Some of those kids are seniors. They won't never get this back. And what did they do? I mean, tell me what they did.
They didn't
I
do
mean,
nothing.
if it was the player that did something wrong, then you rule that player ineligible. But as a
Not the
team,
whole. I see what you're
you
saying.
know,
I got
I mean, the UIL, these school systems, I mean, all of their mottos in some kind of way talks about being there to excel kids, you
you.
know, and I just don't know how this excels kids. I don't get that part.
what now the process of the appeals process with the UIL. If if you were head of the UIL for a day, which the athletic director, one of the administrators, just moved over and took a position at
Yeah,
Nebraska a couple
yeah.
recently. If you were over the UIL, or had influence, supreme influence over them, what are some of the things you would change?
It's not so much about change. I mean, because I've been a part of it as a high school coach, and I think you have to have some guideline. You can't just have the wild wild west. Uh, but you got to stand by what you talk about. I mean, you saying that you're telling folks when you go on the website and everything, all of this stuff is there to protect kids. These things are there for the kids, but the people that seem like they're getting punished are the kids. You know, the kids are getting punished. I mean,
Mm.
I just, I don't get that part. I don't think I ever will.
But I guess they say
But
that's the only way they can hurt the adults is by hurting the kid. They want to. They want to. I mean, that's what it seemed like to me, man. It's just. I think it's the weirdest thing in the world. I mean, you gotta understand. Penny had a similar situation. And I know you had your run-ins with him too. Penny had a similar situation in Memphis because of the James Wiseman stuff, man. That really
well,
would. If y'all, I'm sorry. Come on.
let me clarify. Let me
Mm-hmm.
clarify something.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson ain't never had no problem in a run-in with the UIL.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell
They
you, I'm gonna tell you this:
okay.
the UIL folks are probably one of the biggest reasons that I'm standing here today
Wow.
because of the things that when Chris Ogden hired me over here,
Mm-hmm.
uh, when the folks over here did their homework and they vetted me and checked my background, uh, the people at UIL said if you got a chance to get that guy, you better do it. You
Wow.
know, he hadn't done anything wrong. If you go over to that place where I used to coach at,
Uh-huh.
all the trophies still in the
Still
case.
in the cut. So you had no. So you never had nothing. You never had to go to UIL for nothing ever.
No, I did. My first year. The
Okay.
first year,
Okay.
the first year,
Mm-hmm.
the first year, uh, I violated a rule that I didn't think I violated because
Okay.
coaches had been doing it all. The older coaches talk about.
Yeah.
I was just doing what I didn't think it was a violation of a rule, but it was a minor slap on the wrist. So a lot of people really didn't know. Jimmy probably knew because he knew me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, but I had to sit a game. But I didn't have to sit a game. You had the option. You could sit a game or you can take a reprimand. I didn't want to do a reprimand because I had never been reprimanded, so I didn't know what it meant. So I
Okay.
said, hey, if I did something wrong, let me do the punishment and let me sit a game out. You know.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. I stand to be corrected then. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and so now you the old basketball tournament, man. I remember those days. You take me back when those good old days. Dallas Kimball, the Irwin Center. Now, which one you like better? The state board tournament in Austin or the state
Oh,
tournament in San
Come
Antonio?
on, man. Ain't no even comparison.
ain't no question. Austin, man, come on, Austin. I've come to start. San Antonio is starting to grow on me a little bit. It has put it like this. San Antonio is starting to have his perks. You know, it just takes time. It takes time, but Austin is what we grew up on. Austin is what we lived. So when it's something
Change.
that's what all you know. Sometimes it's hard for change. So, but San Antonio is growing on me.
Will it ever go back to because of the what's it, South by Southwest? That mean it would probably never go back to Austin?
Probably not. Probably not because that event is only growing. It continues to grow. It's not going backwards. Maybe if that event decides that they've outgrown Austin and they go somewhere else, maybe it goes back. But uh, I mean, I think the folks at the UIL they work hard. They work hard. I mean, I'm I'm real curious to see who's going to take over uh, as the head dog. So
Oh, okay. Okay. Mm.
Who you hearing?
Oh, I'm not hearing anything. I haven't heard anything. That's what I'm saying. I'm I'm just a dude that grew up in UIL. I grew up in the UIL.
Gotcha.
So, I'm a, always, it don't matter where I'm at, like, I'm always stay locked in to what's going on with it. And I'm going to be a part of that. I'm a part of the UIL.
Now, real quick, we have a question from Russell Bundy. She says, how big of an impact have the junior college transfers guys been on your team?
Well, it's been a big impact to our team. Our leading scorer, starting point guard, he's from Lee College. He's a kid from he's from Alexandria, Louisiana. I recruited him, so you know, uh, I got a chance to get to know him and his family. Uh, but he's made a big impact on from day one. I mean, day one, and right now he's our leading scorer. So we really I'm gonna need his leadership.
And somebody else had a quick question for Snoop. We got to get ready to land this plane. So guys, Snoop has to get up out of here. Trey asked, should those kids from Duncanville have had the ability to transfer with no loss in eligibility if after that decision was made?
Easily, no doubt. They definitely should have been allowed to transfer. Definitely. I mean, like I said, if it was something that they did, you suspend the player. You suspend the player, but you suspended the coach because you felt like you put it on him. So, to my knowledge, he didn't appeal it. He took ownership of it. So I'm saying, like, what role did the players play in it? I mean, you got to realize these guys, these are memories. I don't care how many championships they won. These are memories. I mean, these are some of these guys' senior year to play and to prepare all year for this, to only know that your season is ending, that you can't play for the goal. That's disappointing, man. That's disappointing.
And of course, Kevin Freeman wants us to ask you, has John Uri called you in the past couple of days?
You know it. You know it. Hey, hey, you already know it. That's one of the one of the godfathers of this game.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He got to. But Coach, I know you got to get out of here, Coach. Is it anything you want to let the people know, Chop Shop know what's going on out there? Hey, I know you got 6. Wait a minute, you got 6, then 4. What can we do? What is it? Anything that we can do to help and promote or do something? These 10 games are very important to this whole community, to us. If they're important to you, they're important to us. So what
you guys are already doing it. I'm on the hottest show. I'm on the hottest show on the airways. You guys work really hard. You got to know that you got live viewers and you got viewers like myself that don't get a chance to watch the show sometime until the night. I watch. If I don't watch every show, if I don't watch every show, because you guys y'all not just sports, y'all are entertainment. And my deal is, I always foresee the future. I remember when Jimmy put the icebreaker, it started with just saying, how do I get these Dallas and Houston teams matched up? And now look what it did turn into a global event. You look at Glenn Smith's. You look at Glenn Smith's Hoop Fest,
right?
And you remember getting to the point to where people didn't realize that event was almost finna close because Glenn invested so much into it and didn't get the same return.
Mm-hmm.
To see these events turn into just global events. Just like I know, like all of us right now, Kevin Freeman and all the regulars that's on this show,
Right.
we on the front line of what we gonna eventually see on ESPN. I mean, it is. I mean,
And
Jacoby and Jalen show started just like this.
oh
It
yes,
started just like this. It
absolutely,
started just like this.
yeah.
But they gonna pick it up just because you guys are entertainment. Y'all are facts. Y'all know when to get serious. That's why people continue to tune in. They tune in. I mean, because y'all are all of the above, and y'all are necessary. It's necessary, especially for us in Texas.
And think about this. I remember in the beginning, you know, you and Alan Branch, y'all even had a show up in Dallas.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
needed. And all it is a platform so we can have our voice. A, pla-
that's correct.
a platform where we can have our voice. No, and the only thing I don't like about the producer telling me what I have to say in my ear, because I saw somebody the other day said, "Man, producer, get out of my ear." One of them, I think the only body got a nerve enough to say that is Stephen A. He said, "Man, producer, get out of my ear." I'm talking right now, so that's the problem that I would have. But other than that,
Yeah.
but man, thanks for thinking about us, man. And we when we got the news, I mean, I sat there and just looked at my phone. And I said, "Wow, wow,
Yeah.
unbelievable, unbelievable."
Yeah, man. So
We'll see if we got the same energy in about a week when the bullets start flying around a little bit.
I'll just pay attention. Pay attention to where you see the smoke at. That's all. Just pay attention. You see them same guys,
Hey,
and they all gonna come and what go around come around. As I tell people all the time, just pay attention and you see, because definitely
oh,
uh we gonna do what we can to help Snoop Johnson
Yeah,
excel
we got to.
at his craft.
but
They
hey,
do like
man,
this. They do what they can to
hey,
help their excel in their craft. So
Yeah,
why is it all? Why do we always? Why does so many black folk tend to feel guilty or want to not make it look so transparent when it comes to helping their people? That's the problem. That's a problem with us in positions of power.
gotcha.
well, we don't get that on
Okay.
this show.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it again. I appreciate it again. I can't wait to watch the rest of the show tonight. I know y'all probably this last 30 minutes, y'all got some stuff, y'all do your thing and appreciate it again.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much.
Man,
All
that's
right.
of course.
All right.
That is guys. That's Snoop Johnson, University of Texas at Arlington's men's basketball, where he has been named the interim head coach for the remaining of this season at least. So, you guys, well, basically what happens now is you got to realize it's economics in a sense. Whereas bad news for somebody is going to be good news for somebody else. Whenever somebody gets a job becomes open or vacated by somebody, there's going to be a group of people over here on the north that's going to rally around and try to make connections with the boosters or with the board of directors, with the athletic director, with the president, whomever, to try to get in and get some of their gain influence over the next decision. There's going to be people that's going to be duplicated on the South, in the West, in the East, with the same ideology, with names that, because, you just got to interview this person. You want to, those are relationships. Everybody that's in those positions of the city, sitting right now, actively in their positions of power, have relationships on our side of the square. So those relationships, those opportunities, it present itself. So what happens is, Snoop knows this. We just heard him talk. He wins these. He wins 4. Then you win the other 2. The rest of that stuff will start to form itself. Because now, as you win, people say, "Oh, okay, Snoop is making a difference." Just as what we saw happen with University of Texas with Rodney Terry this season. We just saw in last week they announced that they upped his pay, almost doubled his pay. Well, so yeah, to a degree, almost. So they've upped his pay as as at the least case scenario as a consolation for you having to do all this work, and you're winning. We're rewarding you right now accordingly because now University of Texas is in the top 10 in the country, and they've been in the top 10 in the country for a few weeks, and so now we watch this thing closely because if it isn't handled properly, it could affect the recruitment and the support that University of Texas at Arlington would get from DFW.
And Houston.
Now, I know some of you people watching right now, you don't handle this. I'm not saying you got to hire Snoop Johnson, but if you handle this wrong and you fumble this thing, or stuff start to leak out, that certain other guys coming in and without giving them, at least give him due diligence. This is a on the job live interview over these next couple of weeks for Snoop. The least you can do is give him a chance to earn his keep in regarding that position. That's what University of Texas at Arlington should be doing at the least for him right now.
Rick Brown, you asking a question that Jimmy and nobody knows. How deep does Rodney Terry have to go? You don't know. You never know. You don't know. Let me tell you something. With the University of Texas, I mean, with this unique situation that they have up there, I couldn't answer that question. Maybe Jimmy, you might want to answer that question. There's no way nobody will know.
In order for him to keep his job, sometimes remember how the old saying that many people don't remember what they ate for breakfast, only dinner. And meaning that what's happened in February or in January with University of Texas is great. And some people remember it, but for the most part, what happens in March and the magnitude, Rodney Terry has already done enough to earn the job, to be rewarded the head coaching job at University of Texas.
Absolutely.
In Austin. He's already done enough. However, we understand the dynamics of the world which we live in. University of Texas is the most resourceful university in the United States of America. Let me say that again for y'all.
Football wise.
No. The athletic department wise, they're the most resourceful as a whole.
Okay.
And the school, Adam, as a whole.
Yeah, they're powerful, but I'm just saying it's different. Basketball.
Resourceful mean that because of because of that puff fund. That puff fund is the game changer because that comes from a different set of books that no other school that can be measured by, maybe Texas A&M, but they get a fraction of what University of Texas get. PUF fund. Google that, guys. We've talked about it 100 times on the Chop Shop before. But in regard to him, it shouldn't be like that with Rodney Terry. Shouldn't be like how many games does he have to win. He's playing with house money right now. They're in first place of the Big 12. Last I checked.
And let me help B. Scott because she didn't ask this question twice. So I'm just going. He just can't go in there and ask for the job. B. Scott. She's talking about why don't you ask for the job? It don't work like B. Scott. I don't know. This ain't corporate America, where you go and send in your resume and say, "Well, I want to come work for you." No, it's a whole different animal. He can't go just ask for the job. That means you can walk up there and ask for a job. I know you asked the question twice. I didn't answer the first time because I just thought you were kidding. But now that I feel like you're serious, now that I know you're serious, no, he can't just go. Snoop just can't say, "Hey, Mr. AD, I love this job and I just love to work for you right now." It don't work like that. No, I know. I said Texas. I just said. I said the football program is treated a lot different, Alfio, than the basketball program. And that's just coming from people who I know in both programs. that doles out the the allocate stuff. They just told me it's just different. It's just different now. Football is different. It's Texas. Ain't Texas known for what? Football. Supposedly. But we ain't won a national championship since Vince Young left. And y'all got all. See, Jimmy, you really ran out of y'all. Don't get me on Texas. They got all these resources and can't. Let's leave Texas alone because I don't want Alfio to have a heart attack today because I want Rodney Terry to win every game and from here on out until they play two other teams. Two other teams, Rodney Terry, I like way more than you. U of H.
What two?
U of H and Memphis. Wait, I said 3 and TSU. Those 3 teams, if you got to play them at any kind of point, them 3 teams right there, then guess what? I'm going against you. But if other than them 3 teams, I'm with you, bro.
So Baylor ain't in that list?
Huh? Not like these other 2. Not
Okay.
like the other. And Baylor have been there. Baylor the one. Baylor the one before. I want U of H. I want U of H to go win one. I really would like. This is the city I live in. LJ gonna win anyway. LJ gonna win in life. So I'm good with him. Baylor the one. But LJ got a ring. He got a ring.
Speaking of University of Houston.
Okay, what they done done? Oh, they the number 2 team.
For the second consecutive year, they've been leapfrog. Well, they've been somewhat snubbed.
Alabama was in front of them anyway, Jimmy.
No, Alabama was number 3, Hatter. U of H was number 2.
Texas was number 3.
Remember, Purdue lost last week, and Purdue stayed at number 1. U of H was number 2. And they stayed. So this week,
I thought U of H was number 2 last week, 3 last week, man.
No, they were number 2.
Man, you better go back and look at that thing.
Dude, that's why the conversation, Hatter. That's what we had to talk.
I ain't heard no talk this week. I'm talking about
last week. The
talk Alabama was in front of U of H last week.
Huh?
Alabama was the number 2 team, I thought. Houston was number 3.
Alabama
I mean, you just got to go back and check it. Houston didn't get snubbed this time. Houston didn't get snubbed this time. There's a lot of people. A lot of people talking about Alabama should have been number 1 all the time. I've been hearing it.
Houston was number 2 because we talked about this. Purdue lost, and U of H should have been number 1.
No. I wasn't arguing about U of H being number 1. I was arguing about why they didn't move them. Why they didn't move the number 1 team down. That's all I'm saying. When the number 1 team didn't ever move. I mean, I don't understand. No, I don't know. I mean, so you're saying
Alabama leapfrogged over U of H just in today's poll. So once again, University of Houston, they've been snubbed from the number 1 spot.
But I ain't hear nobody saying no snub but you. I ain't heard a tweet. I ain't seen nobody saying U of H's been snubbed. I haven't seen a tweet. Okay, that don't mean I haven't seen it.
The masses, the people in mainstream media are not University of Houston likers. They're not, obviously. Because if you look at the poll and the panel and the first place votes last week and this week, it's almost like it reminds me of doing the rankings. And if you got a kid that's 5'7", and if he's good and he's doing, but everybody else is tanking, and you're saying you're moving him up, but just like, boy, I can't put this 5'7" kid as number 1 kid in the city, because if I do, it's going.
All I'm saying is you saying that the AP press got something against U of H.
Dude, it's obvious because you make the votes. You snub them at you snub them. Normally, number 2 goes into number 1. Normally, even number 1 loses. So 2 weeks in a row, number 1 is lost. U of H been.
What button you hit?
They was number 2. No, they got that. They were number 2 weeks in a row. And guess what? Number 1 lost. U of H stayed at number 2. 2 weeks in a row. That has never happened in the history of the Associated Press.
We know that happened. We know that happened. We know that happened. I'm talking about U of H right now. Let's just talk about U of H right now. So you're saying U of H, Alabama leapfrog U of H.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Right. And the votes wasn't even close. That's what I'm saying. So why even have
U of H? People might just think Alabama would. So why would they ever put Alabama behind U of H then? Why would Alabama just? I'm asking you a question. Why would Alabama ever be behind U of H if these people don't want U of H up there in the first? Why would Alabama be behind them?
You want them, you got to see normally how the rankings go by default. If I'm at number 9 and you're at number 8, you lose. I'm going to rise by default. And it ain't just me rising you, you're going to drop. So that as you drop, that means a zero-sum gain. I'm going to automatically rise up if I'm below you. So that's normally how it goes. In this situation, they went and they got U of H at number 2. It's almost making a statement. A blatant statement. You can't be number 1.
Okay.
Unless we have no other recourse.
Okay. I'm looking at the AP poll, right? Okay. It's got Alabama number 1, right? And it said, let me see. I'm just trying to see how it's read. So this spot where it said, where does it? So it came. So you're telling me they came up 2 spots to number 1?
They jumped over U of H. Yes. If you look at the poll, look at the arrow. They have an arrow on the right side to tell you how many spots they went up, and an arrow red would let you know how many spots they went down.
Up 2.
Right.
So it went up 2. So it went up 2. So
what did it say for U of H? U of H is
they said that's across the board.
That means they stayed the same. That means they stayed the same that week.
So you say, and you say the votes were close. The first place wasn't close. 38 to 32.
22. That's not close, Hatter. For first place votes, that ain't close.
So tell me what you think they got against U of H. That's all I'm saying.
What do you mean? You got against U of H? You got against U of H the lack of power in their schedule in their conference. It's what you having against U of H.
Okay.
You're not respecting.
So they looking at okay. Yeah. Okay. And then Alabama beat U of H, didn't he?
Alabama beat U of H.
In a head-to-head, they beat them. Okay. Maybe
that in Houston.
So D. Oakham said maybe that factor.
Adam. There's several teams in this poll that have beaten.
I'm just trying to get you up here whining. I'm trying to find a solution. You up here whining about it. What's the reason?
Didn't Baylor beat University of Texas?
I don't know. I guess. I don't know.
They're behind Texas. So it doesn't, who you beat, that comes into play when it comes times for determining your NCAA seed.
Baylor back up in the top. Baylor back up in the top 10. Wow.
Yeah, they had a big win, come from behind win over TCU this past weekend. And once again, it's by default. If you look, Baylor jumps up TCU, 5 slots.
What was TCU ranked at?
TCU like 17, and Baylor was, I want to say 12 when they played each other this past weekend. And you got to realize, Baylor beat a TCU team without Mike Miles. You're supposed to beat them without Mike Miles.
So why would they go up? Why did Baylor go up 5 spots then?
Because, look below them. Because Tennessee lost. That's one.
Okay.
Right? Marquette lost.
Okay.
Well, it dropped by default.
Kansas State, Gonzaga.
And Baylor was
I don't know what
I said 12, it must be 14. So you have a lot of teams that lost. Xavier was number 13. They lost.
So what do you think these people? So you saying somebody somewhere saying
Iowa State was number 11. They lost. So when those teams lose, other teams got to normally just come on up by default.
But it just seemed like you telling me somebody just somewhere saying, I don't want U of H to be number 1. They were number 1 before and got beat.
They were number one twice.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So people are saying, well, we tried this with you. We don't want you to be. Well, okay, why put them at number 2 then? Or adjust them accordingly. Put them in the right range that you feel like they're in.
Well, they didn't want to. They didn't want to put him in front of somebody who done beat him already. But you say that don't matter. But I thought head to head matters.
That mattered before. In the running list of the rankings, if you're number 2, they could have easily, okay, why you didn't put Alabama at number 2 last week then? They had beat U of H. Why were they at number 3? Why your votes? That's what I'm saying. You could have easily adjusted that last week and saw it coming a mile away. They did not think.
What I don't understand what Herb talking about. Herb talking about they don't respect the American Conference. Yes, they do.
I just said that.
I do. Much. I think they do. I think they do.
They used to.
They do. Because guess what? Gonzaga Conference ain't that strong. They kind of linger. That keeps them in here.
Gonzaga was down there by like number 18, 20 a couple of weeks ago. Now they're creeping up once again by 13. Default. Other teams ahead of them are losing, so they got to drop those other teams. As they drop, the other team will rise by default. That's why I said, perfect example. That's why I told you guys.
So it's all right for Gonzaga, who have one team coming in the playoff, or maybe St. Mary's every now and then. So it's all right for Gonzaga to be number 1, but it's not all right for U of H to be number 1.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Because Gonzaga been number 1 before. For a whole damn half a season one time. But then nobody dropped them because you saying they don't want them because their conference not tough. That's all I'm saying.
They were number 1 and they lost. They dropped. They didn't keep them number 1 like it did Purdue last week. Whenever they did,
ain't
lose.
Nobody got like Purdue. You already said ain't nobody ever did like Purdue. Okay, Purdue didn't even drop down to what? But they dropped down 2 spots.
They lost to an unranked. They lost to an unranked team.
Somebody respects
2 slots.
I got to drop 2 slots. Have you seen Purdue play?
On television, not in person.
Have you seen them on TV? Tell me what's unique about their team. To me.
What you mean what's unique? They got that big fella in the middle.
Coach, they got all white boys on the team.
Every
last one of them playing. Yeah, every last one of them.
Big fella's a difference.
Forget the big fella. Zach Edey, forget Edey. All the other guys around him white. You didn't know that?
That's thinking back on it. I watched him. Yeah, thinking back on it. I mean, but my main thing that comes out of Purdue is he's a difference maker. Is him. But the thing is, we're not talking about that. That's not, dude. That
I'm talking about that. You might not be talking about that. I'm talking about that.
So why they only got 2 first place votes this week then?
Well, Jimmy, they done lost 2 or 3 times. It's still number 3. They done lost 3 times. It's still number 3. Somebody likes them. Somebody want to have them as one of them top seeds. All they got to do is go in, but the way they playing though, somebody else gonna beat them. The way they playing. He talking about Northwestern playing great basketball.
So I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I'm gonna give you a perfect example on how. Watch this. You ready for this? You ready for this? This is going to cap this conversation right here, because y'all. Somebody asked a while ago and fell right into that trap you laid for, or that whatever you dug in the road, and they fell right into this hole. And that is, you mentioned about the Alabama beat over U of H. Well, explain this to me then. How can a team be in 3rd place in their conference, but ranked higher than the 2nd place and the 1st place team in the AP poll? And I'll wait. Explain that one.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You got to explain what you explain. I
gave you the A plus B equals C first.
No. Explain what you're saying.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense if I told you there's a team that's in third seed?
No, just say the teams. You know, and then you sit back like you said something. You ain't said nothing. Come and tell us what you're talking about.
That ain't supposed to happen.
Wait a minute. Explain what you said again, Coach. We don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you got to okay, say it again, and then I'm gonna ask your teams because there's a third place team and there's a second place team.
Team that's in first place in their conference.
Okay, what team is that?
University of Texas
is in first place in their conference. The top, hold up, by everybody's account, the top conference in America.
First place by themselves.
Okay.
By themselves.
Okay.
All alone in first place.
Okay.
And they are ranked below the third seed of that conference, which is Kansas. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Oh, shit. It'll soak in later. It's like it'll soak in later. That's not supposed to happen. It shows you, it makes a blatant statement. Of course, we know the conference is tough, but I'm saying first place is ranked below third place.
Evidently ain't got nothing to do with your conference then. Where you at in your conference?
Yeah, it does, Al. It's just one of those things, man. It's one of them years. It's one of those years.
Well, you moving the goalpost so many times, man. I got a headache.
Right, huh? I just told you to make. I told you to define. Tell me how that makes sense. It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
Excuse me. Don't none of this make sense. So we just talking about it. You trying to make sense out of something that don't make no sense.
No. What I'm doing is I'm showing you what happened in regarding to University of Houston is how it started.
You
2 weeks
just
in a row.
said. So guess what? I can tell you what happened to University of Houston. Because this thing don't make no sense. You just said it. Thank you. You just told me this whole thing don't make no sense. So guess what? If it don't make no sense, why are we trying to make sense out of what happened to U of H? U of H has asses in number 2 and let them just sit there. It's okay. It's all right.
The best thing right now at this point in the season, if I didn't see nothing coming on the horizons that could have made this Sunday's upcoming game with University of Houston hosting Memphis, I didn't see anything that can be incentive, motivating for University of Houston against this Memphis game.
Why Memphis not in the top 25?
Yeah,
why?
No, it's still a short-term rivalry, U of H and Memphis.
What has that got to do with this? We talk about this.
And Kendrick Davis coming home. Well, University of Houston, that game was the perfect trap game on the schedule for University of Houston. It was the perfect trap game. Now you've given University of Houston, they're not mad at Memphis, but because you're pissed off at the AP voters, at the Associated
Press. They got to come and play there. Guess who else pissed off? Memphis pissed off too. So it'd be 2 pissed off teams playing against each other.
No, Memphis ain't pissed off. They wasn't snubbed this week in a poll.
You don't know what motivates them.
They just lost last week out of the South Florida. I think they just lost.
We ain't lost to nobody but Tulane. What the hell are you talking about?
Tulane.
Okay, we ain't lost to nobody but Tulane. So guess what?
That was when? That was last week.
They pissed off.
You wasn't coming into the poll.
So they pissed off too.
You're not getting into the poll from you beating.
They ain't Jimmy. You worry about a poll that you yourself don't make no sense. You said don't make no sense. You around here worried about something that don't make no sense. Some got to be wrong with that. That's an oxymoron. I'm worried about something that don't make no sense. Why are you trying to make sense out of something that don't make no sense?
No.
U of H got a reason. This game against Houston. But why the game against Memphis?
They have bulletin board.
What the hell Memphis worried about? What the hell U of H worried about a team that ain't ranked? What is U of H worried about a team that ain't ranked?
Dude,
the number 2 ranked team in the chart.
That game versus Memphis was the fastest conference home game. That game that was sold out immediately. That game there.
I thought we was talking about the AP poll. And now you done switched it over to why would U of H?
U of H is going to be they're incentivized now. They
incentivized? You mean they wasn't incentivized in the beginning?
No, not like this. See, if they'd have been number one and they moved them into the number one slot, then now you go back to the same mindset or the same, okay, we made it here. Now we got our number one. Okay, now, once you get number one, protecting that number one slot, which U of H has failed to do twice this year. So now they're in the same mode of vulnerability because other teams now, they want to beat number one. What that means for a coaching staff, what that means for any program, especially unranked, to beat just
so
like
you telling me Memphis? Hold up. So you telling me that Memphis ain't got no incentive to beat the number 2 team in the nation? Hey man, I'm gone.
U of H Memphis is their only ticket into the big dance, into the NCAA tournament.
They got more incentive than them.
That's their only incentive. That's their only incentive and their main incentive right now. However, you got 2 kids on that team for Memphis. They're 2 best players. Ironically, both of them are from Houston, and both of them got incentives, specific private incentives, because each one of them wanted to play for U of H at one point in time, and they didn't take them. So they got incentive built in to both of them to come and get them.
I just don't understand this argument. I missed it, but I ain't got time because I got to get dressed and get on this bus.
It's personal with Kendrick Davis. It's personal with DeAndre Williams against University of Houston. Now, it might not be personal.
I thought you said U of H.
It's U of H, the team concept. Memphis, Penny Hardaway, the team. That's one element of incentive. You want to beat them so you can. That's going to basically go as a huge stamp on your resume for getting into the dance.
But U of H? I'm talking about U of H. I'm talking about U of H. You said U of H got.
I said U of H was incentivized by being snubbed, by being not being number one. So now they have a reason, because it ain't at Memphis. It's directed at proving the voters wrong. So it ain't like I ain't got much beef with you, Memphis. But I got some beef with them people, and you just happen to be in the way to get this punch. And I'm gonna knock somebody out. Okay. It just happened to be Memphis.
Okay.
That's what they. Now the thing that's good about it, Alabama, it's like Alabama. You put them at number one. Alabama got Tennessee in a couple of days. They got Tennessee, and Tennessee ain't no chopped liver. Tennessee is right there. Tennessee was wasn't they number one earlier this year? Alabama lose to Tennessee. What they gonna do? Leapfrog Purdue back over U of H again? Nah, they'll get there. Just keep winning. Keep winning.
Well, let them get there. Guess what I got to get? I got to get on this bus so I can get to this game. So let's see y'all later. We got Southern tonight. KTSU radio. You can get the app and watch me and Chatterbox tonight. I mean, listen to us tonight on the app. But y'all and let me know y'all on there. I know Freedman probably be watching because his Go Jaguars tonight. I get a chance to go to Southern tonight. I haven't been. We practiced they practiced yesterday. I had a meeting, so they practiced yesterday at LSU. So they went to Southern today. I didn't get a chance to do it because I didn't want to be late getting back for the show. But I'm finna get on this bus in a few minutes because I got to go early because the girls play. So I will see y'all today, and then guess what? We hitting that bus tonight, and we'll be back home, and I'll be back home in I won't have this great hotel view behind us, y'all. But I got to be downstairs in 20 minutes, and I'm not all the way packed. So I got to unpack this stuff and get it. So I will see y'all. I'll yabba dabba do this thing and slide down Dino's back because I got to get out of here. They waiting on me. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. All right, I'm out. I did what?
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live.